Be kind to yourself. You've carried so much more than most people know, and yet you're still standing. That alone is strength. You are actually doing the best you can with what you know, what you have, and where you are. Don't beat yourself up for not being perfect. Don't drive yourself crazy thinking you should have been further by now. You are learning, you are trying, and that means you're still in the fight. Anything you truly set your mind on, you can change. You don't have to accept a life that doesn't feel right to you. If you don't like the direction you're going, remember that nobody else can change it but you. You don't have to stay broken, you don't have to live small, and you don't have to remain who you used to be. The power to change is already within you. If you decided to stop running from what you know you need to do, if you stopped avoiding the hard things for 10 years straight, imagine who you could become. Because deep down, you know you're not everything you could be. You feel it. That whisper inside isn't criticism, it's a call. It's the voice that knows you're capable of more. What would happen if you stopped wasting the chances sitting right in front of you? What if you stayed focused and refused to listen to anyone who didn't believe in you? What if you just did what was on your mind instead of talking yourself out of it? What's meant for you will never miss you, but it still requires you to show up and claim it. When something goes wrong, when life hits hard and nothing seems fair, good. Let it make you stronger. Let it toughen your skin and sharpen your mind. Because pressure is what reveals the real you. You don't know how strong you are until the storm comes. You don't know what you can take until life squeezes you. You can't discover courage from the comfort of your couch. You don't build character when everything is easy. It's when everything falls apart that you find out who you really are. You can't expect people to believe in your dream before you do. No one's going to invest in your vision until you've proven that you'll invest in it yourself. You want others to believe in your potential, but you haven't even given yourself a full chance yet. We often demand guarantees from the world, but give none to ourselves. If someone sold you a 30-day guarantee and didn't deliver, you'd be angry. But how many times have you promised yourself you'd change and didn't? How many times have you let yourself down? You owe you an explanation. It's not your boss's fault. It's not your parents, your friends, or your environment. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and admitted, I'm the one not showing up. I'm not giving everything I've got. You want to hold others accountable, but not yourself. You tell the world you're giving 50% and wonder why you're not winning. You owe you more than excuses. You owe you effort, honesty, and commitment. Stop living like you have forever. You don't. None of us do. Life is fragile. Here today, gone today. If there's something you want to do, start. Even if you can't do it all at once, start small. A single step is better than standing still. And stop sharing every vision you have with people who can't see what you see. They're not supposed to understand the dream God gave to you. That idea that keeps coming back, the one you can't shake, it's not random. It's guidance. It's God showing you what's possible for your life. Turn your wounds into wisdom. You'll be hurt many times. You'll make mistakes, some that will haunt you for a while. But those mistakes aren't failures, they're lessons. Sometimes when things fall apart, it's just life redirecting you to where you truly belong. Every time you've been broken, something inside you was being rebuilt stronger. When you keep running from the hard stuff, you end up running from everything. Love, growth, responsibility. At some point, you have to stop running and face yourself. Be happy today. Not someday, not when things are perfect, today. Tomorrow is promised to no one. Every breath you take is a gift. You could wake up tomorrow and everything could be different, so why wait to be grateful? Every morning that your eyes open and you feel the air in your lungs, that's a blessing worth celebrating. You can either live your dreams or live your fears. Most people let fear run their lives. They stay small because they're afraid of failing, afraid of judgment, afraid of stepping into the unknown. But fear only exists in your mind. It's an illusion built from imagination. The future hasn't even happened yet, but fear makes it real in your head. You have to move through that fear. When it's scary to jump, that's when you must jump. Otherwise, you'll spend your whole life standing in the same place, wondering what could have been. Hesitation is the silent killer of dreams. That pause, that moment you overthink, that's where defeat starts. When you hesitate, you lose momentum, you lose courage, you lose the fire. The only way to win is to move. Get up, get out of bed, put your feet on the ground, and take action. Don't wait to feel ready. You'll never be ready. You just have to move. You're already in pain, so get something out of it. Don't let your suffering be wasted. If you're going to hurt, make sure it's for something that grows you. It takes courage to succeed. It's easier to fit in, to blend in, to stay comfortable. But success demands difference. If you want to make waves, you have to be willing to stand alone. Stop neutralizing your uniqueness just to belong. Courage is the price of being authentic. Change doesn't happen overnight. Start small. Start with tomorrow morning. Do one thing differently. Win one little battle, and then another. String those small victories together and your life will shift. Changing habits, rebuilding discipline, it's not easy, but every step counts. Every day you refuse to quit is a victory. When you finally discover what you want, connect your mind and body toward that goal. That's when life becomes electric. It's not about luck, it's about perseverance. Throw enough effort at your dream, and eventually something will stick. Never quit. People fail not because they aim too high and miss, but because they aim too low and hit. If you do what's easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what's hard, your life becomes easier. Once you realize who you are, you stop living in desperation. You stop waiting for validation. You stop wasting time. You have people depending on you, counting on you, and you don't get to waste days. No more excuses. No more waiting for the right moment. The right moment is now. If you want something different, you have to make a decision. A single decision can change your whole life. Stop giving yourself permission to surrender. Stop letting fear dictate your pace. You will fail sometimes. You will fall. You will be embarrassed. But failure is only final when you quit. Keep going. Keep standing. Because if you don't stop, you haven't failed. Nothing worthwhile in life comes without risk. To get something you've never had, you must do something you've never done. You have to count the cost and still move forward, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's not fun. If it's going to help you grow, do it anyway. There is no shortcut to greatness. We all get what we tolerate. When you stop tolerating mediocrity, everything changes. Raise your standards. The difference between the successful and the average isn't luck, it's standards. Everyone has a list of what they should do, but few turn those shoulds into musts. When something becomes a must, you find a way. Spend time discovering why you're here. The question, why am I here, changes everything. It gives your life direction. What you think about expands, so guard your mind carefully. Stop focusing on negativity and scarcity. Focus on what you want to grow. Rewire your thoughts to align with your future, not your fears. Where there's investment, there's expectation. And with expectation comes the risk of disappointment, but that's part of the process. You can't grow without risking the pain of trying. If you want to climb, you'll have to fall sometimes. The only way out of unhappiness is through it, with patience, persistence, and faith. We live in a world drowning in negativity. Every scroll, every headline, every comparison poisons the mind. And then we wonder why we're unhappy. What you feed your brain becomes your reality. If you train yourself to find problems, you'll become an expert in misery. But if you train yourself to find gratitude, you'll master peace. There are many fighters, but only a few champions. Champions are the ones who can handle pressure without breaking. Pressure is the dividing line between the average and the exceptional. You either crumble under it or you rise because of it. Life isn't fair to anyone. But fairness was never the promise. Growth was. You've got to fight. You've got to bite back when life pushes you down. Most people fail not because they aimed high and missed, but because they never aimed at all. They just drifted. They survived instead of living. Your life is a mirror of your mind. What you think, you become. You don't get what you want. You get what you are. You are the sum of your thoughts, habits, and standards. Every one of us is self-made, but only the successful admit it. Success doesn't happen by accident. It happens when effort meets consistency. To be successful, you must be willing to do what others won't. You must be willing to wake up earlier, stay up later, sacrifice comfort for purpose. Your mind is a machine, and you must program it for success. There's more in you than your current results show. Your life right now isn't the true reflection of your potential. There's greatness in you waiting to be activated. In the absence of purpose, people fill the void with distraction. They binge watch, binge eat, binge anything to avoid silence. But silence is where truth lives. Without purpose, You'll dig holes in your own soul. You don't need to be great to start, but you do need to start to be great. There are things inside you that the world hasn't seen yet. You won't discover them until you step outside your comfort zone. You've got to put yourself in discomfort to uncover your potential. Raise the bar on yourself. Get uncomfortable. That's where growth lives. Even if you have a job, start building something that's yours. Set an exit date. Decide when you'll stop working for someone else's dream and start building your own. Most of us were trained to be ordinary, to obey, to fit in, to do what's expected. But extraordinary people break patterns. Extraordinary people ask, why not me? Ordinary is easy. Extraordinary takes faith. You were not made to live a small life. There's something extraordinary within you waiting to be awakened. But you have to believe it first. You have to act like it. Failure is not an option if you refuse to quit. Tell yourself, I'm not stopping until I make this real. I don't care how much it costs, how long it takes, or how many times I have to start again. I'm going to finish. Be kind to yourself. You've come farther than you realize. You've survived moments that could have broken you, and yet you're still standing, still trying, still fighting. That alone is something to be proud of. You are doing the best you can right now with what you know, what you have, and where you are. Stop tearing yourself down for not being perfect. Stop punishing yourself for not having everything figured out. You're a work in progress, and that's exactly what life is meant to be. Don't drive yourself crazy trying to meet impossible expectations. You are actually doing the best you can, and that's enough for today. Remember this. Whatever you focus your mind on, you have the power to change. If you don't like the direction your life is going, no one else can change it for you. The power to transform your story lies in your own hands. You don't have to stay the same. You don't have to be the person you were yesterday. You don't have to accept a version of life that doesn't fulfill you. You can start over at any moment. You can rewrite your narrative anytime you decide to. If you want to change, you can. Ask yourself something. If for 10 years straight you stopped avoiding the things you knew you needed to do, who would you be? What kind of strength, confidence, and wisdom would you have built by now? You already know you're not everything you could be. Deep down, you feel that tug, that voice whispering that you're meant for more. That's not self-doubt. That's potential calling your name. What would happen if you stopped wasting your chances and started doing what you know you were meant to do? Stay focused. Don't listen to people who doubt you. Don't let the noise of others drown out the sound of your own conviction. What's on your heart? Just do it. Because what's meant for you will find you, but only if you move toward it. When something goes wrong, when you hit obstacles, say good. It's going to make me tougher. It's going to make me stronger. The pain you feel is not punishment. It's preparation. You don't really know what you're capable of until everything falls apart. You don't know how strong you are until life hits you hard and you keep standing. You can't discover your courage by sitting comfortably, watching from the sidelines. You only find out what you've got when life throws chaos your way. When all hell breaks loose, that's when you meet your real self. Nobody will believe in your dream until you believe in it first. You can't expect anyone to invest in your vision until you've invested in it yourself. People won't put into your dream before you do. You have to be your first supporter, your own proof. We demand guarantees from others, but we rarely give them to ourselves. If a company promised you results in 30 days and failed, you'd demand your money back. But how many times have you broken your own promises? How many times have you said you'd start and didn't follow through? You owe you an explanation. Stop blaming others for what you haven't done. It's not your boss's fault, not your friends, not your pasts. Look in the mirror and tell yourself the truth. I'm not showing up fully. I'm not giving 100%. You hold everyone else accountable but not yourself. You owe yourself honesty, effort, and discipline. You owe you consistency. Life is short. You don't have 1,000 years to live. You could be here today and gone tomorrow. So if there's something you want to do, stop waiting for the perfect time. It'll never come. Do what you can today. Even if it's small, just start. Every big dream begins with one small action. Stop telling your dreams to people who can't see what you see. They weren't given your vision for a reason. That dream is between you and God. That thing you can't stop thinking about, starting a business, creating something, changing your life, that's not random. That's divine direction. Turn your wounds into wisdom. Every mistake, every heartbreak, every failure has been teaching you something. The pain wasn't wasted. Sometimes failure is just life redirecting you, saying, "Excuse me, you're moving the wrong way." When you keep running from what hurts, you keep running from everything. Love, growth, responsibility, purpose. Stop running. Face it. Heal it. Grow through it. Be happy today. Not when things are perfect. Not when you finally get there. Now. Because tomorrow isn't promised to anyone. You could wake up tomorrow and everything could change. So every morning you open your eyes, every time you take a deep breath, remember you're already blessed. You can either live your dreams or live your fears. And most people choose fear. They let fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown decide their fate. But fear isn't real, and it only exists in your imagination. It's a thought, not a fact. The future doesn't exist yet, but fear makes it real in your head. You have to move through fear. The moment it scares you, that's the moment you must act. When it feels scary to jump, that's when you jump. Otherwise, you'll spend your whole life standing on the edge, wishing you had. Hesitation is defeat. Every time you hesitate, you lose ground. That small pause, that moment of doubt, is what kills dreams. You start to second-guess yourself, and before you know it, the moment's gone. The only way to win is to move. Get up. Get your feet on the ground. Take action. Don't wait for the perfect plan. Move first. Figure it out later. You'll never feel ready. The magic happens in motion. You're already in pain, so get something out of it. Don't let your suffering go to waste. If life is going to hurt, let that pain make you stronger. It takes courage to be successful. It's easy to blend in, to fit in, to be comfortable. But greatness requires you to be different. If you want to make a mark, you can't be afraid to stand out. Don't neutralize your uniqueness to please others. Courage is the price of authenticity. Start small. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Just change one thing. Your morning, your mindset, your routine. One step forward every day is still progress. Small wins build big victories. Change isn't instant, but it's worth it. Every time you push yourself, every time you do what's hard instead of what's easy, you're building the life you deserve. When you discover what you truly want, align your mind and body toward it. That's when life gets exciting. Success isn't about talent or luck. It's about perseverance. Keep throwing effort at your dream, and something will stick. Never quit. People fail not because they aim too high and miss, but because they aim too low and hit. If you do what's easy, your life will be hard. If you do what's hard, your life will be easier. Once you realize who you are, you stop living in desperation. You stop begging for opportunities and start creating them. You stop wasting days waiting for motivation because you know your time is limited. Every moment matters. Stop wasting time. Stop talking about it. Stop waiting. Just do the work. Success doesn't respond to wishes. It responds to effort. You don't need anyone's permission. You don't need anyone to validate your vision. You just need to start moving. If you want to make a difference, make a decision. That's where it all begins, with one choice. The choice to stop waiting, to stop complaining, to stop blaming. The choice to believe in yourself even when no one else does. The choice to move forward no matter how many times you've failed. You will fall. You will lose. You will mess up. But none of that defines you unless you quit. Failure is not final. As long as you keep standing, you haven't failed. Every setback is preparation for a comeback. You can do this. You just have to decide.